The Strategic Air Command was responsible for maintaining the United States nuclear arsenal. Although destroyed by the Great War, with its headquarters offline by 2241, along with other facilities like Iron Mountain and NORAD, the automated systems that the Strategic Air Command maintains are still operational in Appalachia during the events of Fallout 76, being used to escort keycards required for the launch of the region's ICBM arsenal. Using a terminal in the White Spring bunker, a cargo bot and escort of vertibots can be dispatched and eventually brought down, so that one of the said keycards can make its way into the hands of the player. Enclave President Thomas Eckhart directed that action be taken to trick the Appalachian automated launch system into manufacturing and delivering more nuclear keycards that could be later intercepted by Enclave troops as part of Eckhart's effort to prevent a feared Chinese land invasion of what remained of the United States. The Appalachian Automated Launch System refers to a network of 3 nuclear missile silos built in Appalachia before the Great War, intended to provide the United States with a reliable second strike option in case of nuclear attack. The system consists of 3 missile silos spread across the region, controlled from a central command center in the White Spring bunker. Senator Sam Blackwell would initially protest to the system's development, and raised concerns about the discrepancies between the civilian and military warning systems. He would be silenced, under threat of imprisonment for inciting panic and dissent. These silos were designed with automation in mind in order to operate under minimal human input, the exception being the actual launch of the ICBMs the facilities held. The system used single-use keycards which would be delivered by the Strategic Air Command's cargo bots. After a keycard is secured, the launch procedure required a facility-specific 8-digit code that would only be valid for 1 week, with each piece of the code being held on designated officers who were under orders to guard the code piece with their lives. Some of these code carriers can still be found in Appalachia, giving off a beeping signal indicating their presence. The code was encrypted in order to try and prevent the code being readable even if all 8 pieces were acquired. The key for these ciphers would display in the military section of the White Spring bunker throughout the week, allowing the bunker staff, and later the residents of Vault 76, to decrypt the codes. These silos were designed to be able to launch an ICBM on short notice. In order to facilitate this need for rapid launch, the facilities were equipped with advanced robotic construction systems, allowing for rapid reconstruction of the missile. The silo facilities were also guarded by a contingent of robotic defenders and staffed by special human missileers. Security was tight, regardless of rank, including biometric scanners, laser systems, bubble turrets, the works. Entering the silo without an escort was considered a hostile act, irrespective of rank. Because of the nature of the facilities in the region, it was speculated that a retaliatory strike from the Chinese would land in the Appalachian region. As fate would have it, this would not come to pass. The payloads of the 3 silos were never launched on October 23, 2077, each silo having its own reason as to why. At Silo Alpha, the general in charge input the wrong code, causing the 1 keycard available to be rendered inert. The soldiers were ordered to evacuate the silo, hoping that the incompetent general would be later court-martialed. At Bravo, the general never arrived, causing the missileers to abandon the site, leaving only Private Jeffries alone in the facility. He would eventually lose his mind, chasing an imagined infiltrator, only to then come to the conclusion that it was him himself that was the intruder. He would then leave in an attempt to turn himself in. At Charlie, the site was evacuated after a radiation sensor indicated a leak from one of the missiles. This leak was non-existent, and the automatic lockdown of the facility was lifted 1 day after the war. The silos would then lie dormant and await further command, until the Enclave and residents of Vault 76 would make use of them. The silos utilize a high-redundancy power system that can pull power from the civilian grid, the on-site nuclear reactor, and fusion megacells. In the event that one power source fails, the system will automatically switch to the next available source. Each silo has been equipped with 1 Class 8 fusion reactor and 3 Class 5 fusion reactors, connected in a closed circuit. These reactors were capable of serving as the silo's primary power source indefinitely. In the event of a reactor breach, an automated security lockdown would seal the powerhouse facility to limit radioactive contamination, and authorized engineers would be expected to report to the reactor control terminal to initiate repairs. Due to the high pressures present in the Class 8 reactors, the reactor system had to be shut down before repairs could be attempted. Due to security and operational readiness requirements, the system was designed to automatically restart after a period of time dependent on the DEFCON status. Understandably, repairs had to be completed within the allotted time. The power plant provided the electricity necessary for the silo and its staff to operate. One of the most power-hungry facilities was the Operations Center, responsible for operational security and readiness, external communications, and, in the event of nuclear conflict, coordinating tactical and joint strike operations with other military units. Its core was a Robco GX9000 mainframe, capable of fully autonomous operation. While powerful, individual mainframe cores were fragile and subject to damage or burnout. Replacement cores have been stocked in the storage facility to meet ongoing maintenance needs, although damaged cores could also be reliably repaired by capable electronic specialists. The next biggest draw on power was the advanced robotic construction system at each automated missile silo. Following a successful launch, construction of a new missile would begin immediately, with the silo entering an automated lockdown state for the duration of the reconstruction process to allow for decontamination, automated maintenance, and security sweeps. During this time, all personnel would be instructed to evacuate the silo and remain in the designated shelter area until the all-clear signal is given. For security, silos use the Advanced Biometric Identification System version 4.0.9. The ABIS was responsible for authenticating military personnel at facilities requiring Class 6 security clearance. Valid biometric cards would be rapidly created using the on-site scanners to compile encrypted biometric data and loading them into the ABIS fabricators. All that was left was entering them into the system. Combined with these strict security clearance requirements, the missile silo was virtually impenetrable. However, to prevent an accidental or malicious nuclear launch, the silo employed additional interlocking failsafes. A missile could only be launched at DEFCON 1 after it had been assembled and staged, and launch preparations had been completed. Only then could the final launch authorization be supplied. These layers of security were necessary as the automation extended to the launch crew. Launch crew chiefs replaced regular missileers. These were specialized protectrons with encryption keys and operating instructions required to prepare a missile for launch. Although each crew chief was optimized for its role, launch prep could proceed, albeit slower, as long as at least one crew chief remained operational. Fabrication terminals could replace them as needed. Of course, the crew chiefs did not verify the orders. All security units were programmed to destroy the crew chiefs autonomously to halt launch prep in case of a security incident. Whether it's President Eckhart's dream of once again bringing nuclear fire upon the Chinese mainland, the overseer of Vault 76's mandate to secure the facility, or the residents of that vault's efforts to both defend the region or use these weapons for their own amusement, the launch silos in Appalachia are one of the most prized assets in the wasteland and will no doubt play a pivotal role in events yet to come.